Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, welcome to my weather show. This is where I take a look at the weather for New Zealand for the coming week. We're talking high pressure, we're talking some moisture out of the tropics, but once again the high pressure is winning out and you can see a big swirl of cloud extending from northern Australia, the tropics, towards New Zealand, but like a big brick wall. That high pressure keeps it at bay, and this is the closer in view. New Zealand here, yellow being the higher, colder, more active cloud tops. See how there's a hook in the cloud here? That's moisture streaming out of the tropics on what is the monsoonal trough. That's an upper low helping to develop it. Not going to be probably a tropical cyclone because there's too much push in the winds or shear, but it will develop into a tropical low, and that will work towards the country. But at the same time, we have this big zone of high pressure, the block, that's keeping the moisture and will steer it that way instead of across parts of the country that really need the rain. So we go through the course of the week. Monday, high pressure sits there. You can see what's left of the first front, that big strip of yellow we saw. That goes away, so you're still with converging winds. May see the odd shower across the interior far south, say central Otago, south, and just the odd one into the afternoon. Early cloud, flow around the highs like that, northeast flow, so most seeing upper teens to maybe low to middle 20s for the highs in that sort of more humid flow. Tropical low there, swirling towards us, but remember there's the big area of high pressure, and in the atmosphere there's a big mountain of what we call the upper high sitting here. So that's why it's steering that way. Tuesday, a dry day over most of the country, pretty mild, improving to the far south after any early cloud. But Wednesday, that changes. What was the low there? Boom, comes through. That's a spell of some wind and some rain to much of the South Island. Rain is heavy to the west of the South Island. Squeeze the isobars together. That cranks in the wind, the northerly. But at the same time, it's dragging air from here, pushing it south, go up and over the Alps. That's going to be a warm day. Places like Dunedin, central Otago, say Alexandra, 27, 28. Further north, further east, you're probably still into the 20s, and that's dragging that humid air in. Spells of rain to the far south as well as that pushes through. It'll go all the way through in the energy, and then we're just left with the zone of some wet, still some spells of heavy rain on the west of the South Island. But remember our big mountain warm air, the high hanging in, so that keeps the rain from creeping to spots that really need it, the north of the North Island. Beyond the odd shower, that is it. And watch what happens by the end of the week. Still that upper ridge keeping you dry, wet to central New Zealand, but improving towards the far south of the South Island as that zone of wet, the blue, eases away. That's how we get towards the end of the week. And notice by the weekend, tropics are still busy. The monsoonal trough, that big zone of blue, is kind of active. So by the weekend, it may just create another little zone, another little low. Possibly a tropical cyclone, but the way it's been going, unless you've got some favourable winds, more likely a tropical low. But our zone of wet there still sitting across central parts of the country, fading with a new high coming in. And unfortunately, it does stay very dry for the week across the north of the country. That's the accumulated rainfall, and where you see that lighter colour, that's barely 5 millimetres for places like Northland, Auckland, Waikato. And this zone here, that's 50 to over 100 millimetres of rain. Trips western parts of the South Island, extending all the way back into the tropics. So real wet for some, dry for others, but we keep that humid air this week across the country. That's the weather for now.